Hey, everybody. It's Jade. Happy Wednesday. It's a Wolves Wednesday. It's a Wild Wednesday. It's about to get windy up on this Wednesday where I live, but hope you're all having a wonderful day thus far. So, got a little Timberwolves, of course. Gonna talk some Timbies on this Wolves Wednesday. Honorable mention, of course, to the Minnesota Wild. And then I do have a couple of Vikings things that I wanted to touch on briefly here. And speaking of NFL and speaking of Minnesota Vikings players, former Minnesota Viking, one of my favorite Vikings of all time, Case Keenum, is going to be getting the start for the Cleveland Browns this weekend. They play Saturday, and I don't know if they're hosting the Raiders or if they're going to the Raiders, but Baker Mayfield has now found himself on the vid list. So, I mean, that's not good. Don't want to see anybody get ill or, drop ill, whatever. But so it sounds like since Baker Mayfield has found himself now on the COVID list, dealing with some COVID stuff. Should I say COVID again? COVID. That means that Case Keenum, one of the, probably the best backup in the entire NFL, because Vikings fans, we know what happened in, 2017? 13-3 season, one game away from the Super Bowl, but no. Anyway, so go Case Keenum. Super excited about that. So moving on to some Minnesota stuff here. Like I said, the honorable mention for the Minnesota Wild, even though they can lose too. So, well, and no pun intended there, because they've lost two, but they can also lose. It was seeming for a while there, a while for the Wild. Okay, seriously, I'm not even trying. But anyway, moving on. So the Minnesota Wild, they find themselves, they're 19-8-1, and they're still in first place in the Central Division in the Western Conference. But since last week, they're 1-for-3. So I swear, every time I start like really praising a team or a player, like, oh man, they're on a roll, then they just like, I don't know if I have this like jinxing ability or what, but maybe I should stop. But the Wild, they are on a little bit of a losing streak here, and it's just 2 games. So it's not that bad. Everybody calm down here. Calm down. Calm down. They're still dominating. And then just last night, I think it was just last night, they had to postpone, last night being Tuesday. I think it was just yesterday, Tuesday. Tomato, Tuesday, whatever. They did have to postpone a game versus the Carolina Hurricanes. I'm going to get there. It's a Wednesday word salad, apparently, which is pretty fitting because Mercury, our communication planet, it rolls Wednesday. So it's just fitting. I'm just fitting into the vibe over here. So, 4 Carolina Hurricanes players tested positive for the vid. It's finding its way around the NFL, the NHL. I mean, it's everywhere. It's not like it went anywhere. So anyway, moving on here. So the Wild, again, they're 19-8-1, and they will be hosting, if all goes to plan, the Minnesota Wild are going to be hosting the Buffalo Sabres tomorrow evening. That will be a Thursday. Now, moving on, talking Timbies here, people. All right, so since last week, this team too, the Minnesota Timberwolves. What's with all these teams? They're 1-for-3. I swear, I must have some sort of jinxing ability with Minnesota teams. I gotta just like keep holding the team accountable, maybe leave the praising to a minimum, just point out all of the flaws and go from there. Because the Wolves, they're 1-for-3 since last week too. So the Timberwolves, their record over 500, that did not last long either. Again, I was praising them, and now they find themselves 12-15. Damn it. All right. So the Wolves, they were dealing with a 5-game losing streak, but that has come to an end. So since last week, the Wolves, they lost to the Jazz 136-104. Also to the Cavaliers 123-106. And then, like I said, that was a 5-game losing streak for the Timberwolves, but they managed to snap that by beating the Portland Trailblazers 116-111. So, like, I swear with the Timberwolves, the thing that I hear a lot of the time with the Wolves, and I say it too, because it's just the thing with the Timberwolves. And it was, and now it's seeming to be like a thing with the Vikings. But anyway, gotta play defense, gotta work on our defense, that being the Minnesota Timberwolves. That that being, gotta play defense. That is the equivalent to the Minnesota Vikings saying, gotta watch the film. Yeah, gotta play better defense. Well, gotta watch the film. Why don't you watch the film on how to play better defense? It's enough is enough. Why don't you start playing some defense here, people? And Karl-Anthony Towns, super frustrated. And okay, there's trade rumors, trade rumblings going on too, and not necessarily with Cat, but maybe there should be. Maybe there should be some trade rumblings going on with Karl-Anthony Towns. Like, we have a new leader that has emerged on this team, Anthony Edwards. Like, Cat had many years. I can't remember how many years he's been on the Wolves now, but is it 6? Something like that. Anyway. But it's just like, dude, you've had your time here. You've had your time to showcase yourself as the leader here. And, you know, that not much has emerged. There's still more in there. I say this every time with Karl-Anthony Towns. There's more in there, but he's got to do that deep dive and pull that out of himself, So Karl-Anthony Towns, regardless, though, is frustrated. Still, he's a great player. Don't get me wrong. It's not like Cat's like, oh, you're terrible. Get out of here. But it's like, you're not happy here, the organization, again, there's been years here where they've tried to pull stuff out of you here, Jimmy Butler thing, that didn't work out. Maybe it's time for Karl-Anthony Towns maybe to find a new team, but that could be a thing, because again, there's trade rumors, rumblings, I'll move into that a little bit here, but maybe it needs to be a Karl-Anthony Towns, and I said this before too, there was kind of a while there, and it's probably still, it's still current or up to date, that I don't think he's necessarily super happy in Minnesota per se. I think he, wants to maybe be a little bit more like the LA, the flashy lifestyle. I could be wrong, too. And it could also just be so simple for Karl-Anthony Towns that he wants to be on a winning team. So there's also that, which I'm not an NBA player, never have been, but I can understand how if you want to win and it's not happening on the team that you've bet on, okay, you want to go somewhere else where that could be a possibility. But also, well, could it be something to do with Cat? Anyway, so like I said, for the third time here, Cat's frustrated. So there's a quote here that came from, I think it was last Friday evening, where this was from Yahoo Sports. So Karl-Anthony Towns, quote, I've lost for a long time here. Like I was just talking about, obviously. All right, quote, I've lost for a long time here, and I'm not trying to effing lose anymore. It's pretty simple as that. Food don't taste good. Life don't feel the same. I'm just tired of coming up here and saying a bunch of stuff at the end of the day because it never translates to the next game. End quote. I mean, yes, very frustrated there. Yeah, and it's just like he's not having fun. He's not having fun, not winning, doesn't feel good, just coming up there, going through the motions. It sounds like somebody's not happy here. Somebody is not happy here. Could he possibly be happier somewhere else? And then we, the Timberwolves, get something else in exchange here. Just saying. Now, moving on to the trade rumors that are actually going on with the NBA and the Timberwolves are involved is Ben Simmons, Philadelphia 76er Ben Simmons, even though he skipped. So Ben Simmons requested a trade from Philly. He skipped training plant. He skipped training camp. He said that he just wasn't in a place to play. So now, as of today, December 15th, all these doors open for free agency. So the trade eligibility for free agents is today. That door is unlocked today, so to speak. And there have been rumors, and this isn't the first time that I've heard rumblings about Ben Simmons coming to Minnesota. It was last year too. It's been a while. So, would the Minnesota Timberwolves hypothetically bring Ben Simmons to the Timberwolves? Now, would they do that to help with Karl-Anthony Towns? Because Karl-Anthony Towns is clearly annoyed. And the things that I've been reading and hearing is it's not some sort of Ben Simmons for Karl-Anthony Towns trade. No, nothing like that. It would be Ben Simmons coming here for the Timberwolves, and then the Timberwolves giving up, a 2023 and 2025 first round pick and D'Angelo Russell. Me personally, I don't like that. Yes, D'Lo has been injured. D'Lo is one of the Minnesota Timberwolves' most solid players right now. D'Angelo Russell and Anthony Edwards, in my mind, two most key players. I mean, of course, Karl-Anthony Towns Towns is important too. But I don't like if you're going to get rid of like your best performer right now for somebody that hasn't even played yet, and there's clearly going to be a little bit of adjustment there. I mean, obviously Ben Simmons has been in the league for a while now, so he's a basketball player. He knows how to play, so he can just come in and start playing. But and I don't know, just I don't want to say there's off-season drama because obviously if Ben Simmons has not been happy in Philly, kind of like Stephon Diggs when he was not happy in Minnesota, you kind of have to just like vocalize those concerns when it gets to a point there. I don't know. So I wouldn't like it. Me personally, as a fan, I wouldn't like it to see Ben Simmons come here and D'Angelo Russell go. I just feel like that would possibly be a step backwards. If somehow they could figure out something else where D'Angelo Russell stays, like obviously Ant Stan, and I don't know, something else figured out to get Ben Simmons here, possibly, because you never know, because that could be a little something to help, like, kind of give the Timberwolves maybe a little oomph that they need here. And I don't know. And I keep saying that. I mean, it's a good thing I don't know because I'm not the one that has to make the decision. And I was reading, too, that there is probably not going to be any sort of deal with D'Angelo Russell to the Minnesota Timberwolves because there's no like Minnesota Timberwolf that was restricted by this date. So kind of like that translates to there probably would have been a deal already completed or done by this point in time. And I was also reading about how this Ben Simmons thing, this like doors unlocked today, like December 15th with all this like free agency stuff. But it kind of sounds like, too, like Philly could end up not trading him until 2022, until the end of next season maybe. But I have written down Simmons trade could spill into 2022. And then after that, I have written down, forget about keeping Cat happy. Like, he's clearly not happy here. Maybe nothing will make him happy here because he doesn't want to play in Minnesota anymore because it's not working here. So, just my 2 cents with the Timbies, but it's not even, we're in the first like quarter of the Timberwolves season, so it's still a long ways to go. It's just like, I want them to get it together, and it just sucks to see too one of your best players, like one of your star players, clearly unhappy. And it's just like, what do you want? What do you want? What do you need? What do you need? Another thing too, I mean, I think too, Kat has been maybe frustrated too because he's been also getting critiqued as well, about the defense and about maybe being more aggressive at times, like underneath the basket, things like that. And that's, the critique also is going to be what happens too when you're the star player of a team. It's just comes with the territory. And I have a feeling, I mean, nobody likes that, but I'm sure he doesn't necessarily like that either. And again, per this quote, he's clearly frustrated. So the Wolves are at the Denver Nuggets tonight. So the Denver Nuggets, they're 14-13. So even-keeled matchup for the Wolves here. Hopefully they can get some winning, getting going here again. And let's see here. I'm pulling up the Timberwolf schedule here. Perhaps y'all want to see it too. I could pull it up here for everybody to look at. We could all look at it together. I just wanted to look at their games again. I want to see more. Let us see more. Okay. Just making sure. Yes, they are coming off of the win on Sunday. And I think that that Cat quote came after the loss versus the Cavaliers on Friday on the 10th here when they lost 123-106. But they snapped out of it. They won by 5. So Denver Nuggets tonight, and then Friday, Lakers. So that's with the Timberwolves. And then obviously I pulled up the Wild here, their schedule. And then I did want to touch on the Vikings here. I did have a couple of Vikings notes, even though, yes, of course, it is Wolves Wednesday. Like I was saying, it is Wolves Wednesday after all. But the purple, it is Viking season after all. So that news never ends. It is the season that never ends. Even when it's not the season. Even when it's not Viking season. It's still Viking season. So go Timberwolves, get it together. And yeah, hopefully they can get on a little bit of a winning streak here. And yeah, with D'Angelo Russell being back too after being injured, I just wouldn't like to see our best, like one of our best performers just like sayonara, bye. Anyway, maybe Ricky Rubio wants to come back again for the third time. Anyway, all right, so on to the Vikings here. So, purple news on this Wednesday. All right, so speaking of COVID, it's rampant around, it's everywhere, as we all know for like, oh man, what has it been, almost 2 years now? So Alexander Mattison, D.D. Westbrook for the Minnesota Vikings, they now find themselves on the COVID list, so that stinks. And so with that happening, the Vikings, they have moved wide receiver Tristan Jackson and running back AJ Rose. Yeah, who? Okay, so they moved these players to the practice squad, or from the practice squad here. And neither of these players have played in a regular season game. They have played in preseason, but obviously Alexander Mattison, running back, so we're going to need one of those. Cue AJ Rose, thank you for coming up here. A good thing the Vikings have some people because their depth is not very good. So, and then D.D. Westbrook, obviously wide receiver, so Tristan, I think I'm saying that right. It's Trishton. Tristan Jackson. All right, so good for them. And as we know, with the Minnesota Vikings, they're 6-7, and they have a primetime game on Monday night. They will be heading to Soldier Field to face the Bears, who find themselves at 4-9. And you know, Vikings fans, we know what happens when the Vikings go to Soldier Field, don't we? Anything could happen. It gets weird there. And statistically, you know, and historically, the Vikings, they just have not played very well in Soldier Field. They've kind of gotten a handle on it in the last, like, couple of years here. But regardless, just, I don't know, there's something, like, coming off the lake over there or what. But anyway, so some Viking stuff. You know, obviously the COVID thing that happens, got to deal with that. And then I came across this article here. Let me pull it up for everybody here. So obviously we have the Minnesota Vikings schedule here. Primetime game, yeehaw. All right. And then, so look at this little article that I found via Zone Coverage here. Zone Coverage, all right. NFL executive rips into Kirk Cousins. And then y'all know me. Y'all know how I do. I see that and I'm like, what? What is this? An NFL executive has ripped into none other than Pizza Ranch Boy? What is happening here? What is happening here? So, as I'm reading the article and I'm scrolling down here, this is by Ethan Thomas here. This is from yesterday. So I find this quote here, which is the best part of it. So there it is. All right. And in this article, basically, is kind of how it sounds. So I will read this, the quote here. So, and this is an NFL executive that was responding to Washington Post reporter Adam Kilgore, I think. So, sorry if I messed up that name. Adam, all respect to you. So, quote, here we go from the NFL executive about none other than Pizza Ranch Boy, Robot Boy, Kirk Cousins. So, quote, Kirk Cousins is overrated, the NFL executive told Washington Post reporter Adam Kilgore. Quote, he can't finish. He's a great guy, takes it very seriously. He's got the body, mind, and spirit. He's got all of those things you want in that position. But he doesn't have enough arm talent. There's a reason why he was taken in the 4th round. Ooh, he's just a guy. Ooh, he's just a guy. All right, he's just a guy. When things when things breaks down and adversity strikes and you got to extend the play, he can't do it. End quote. Let me read that again. I'm just going to change it a bit here. When things break down and adversity strikes and you got to extend the play, he can't do it. Ooh, but that's true, though. It's true. I mean, everything he says here is true. Vikings fans, we've seen it now. We've seen it. How many years has it been? 4? Is this year number 4 with Pizza Boy? Oh, man. I wish it was the last one. Hopefully it's the swan song. Takes it very seriously. He's got the body. He's got the mind. He's got the spirit. He's got all of those things you want in the quarterback. But he doesn't have enough arm talent. There's a reason why he was taken in the 4th round. He's just a guy. He's just a guy. When things breaks down and adversity strikes, you got to extend the play. He cannot do it. Point blank. Thank you. Thank you, NFL executive, for pointing out the obvious here. I wonder, too, I very much wonder how the Kirk stat stands, how they feel about that. How do they feel about that? Maybe they haven't seen it. Maybe they have seen it and then they just don't want to talk about it. I don't know. So I just found that to be, I mean, it's pretty point blank as you can put it. You know, it's not like, okay, he's absolutely like the worst quarterback ever on the planet. I can't believe the Vikings have him as a quarterback. It's not any of that at all. It's basically pointing out the obvious. Yes, like on paper, like if you look at like, you know, the body of a person, yes, can physically like handle it. You know, and yes, he's durable, proven that. Yes, on the outside, okay, the package, the robot package. But on the inside, what's going on there? What's in the inside? What's going on? Just can't get it done. Can't rise up. And that's the thing, too. And I think, too, me personally, like Kirk in his brain, in his mind, he's already won. He's already won. He's a starting NFL quarterback, and he's made millions and millions and millions of dollars, and he will be fine. His kids will be fine. His kids will be fine as well, you know, unless they go like, you know, who was that? Was that Wesley Snipes that blew all their money? Whatever. It doesn't matter. Anyway, so it's just like, it is what it is. It is what it is. And I don't hate to say I told you so, because Vikings, I told you so like 4 years ago when you signed him on this team that you got bamboozled, and you did. You did. So what are you going to do about it now? Rick Spielman, how are you going to clean up your mess now? How are you going to take your little puppet and puppeteer him next? Anyway, people, that's all I got for you on this Wednesday. Wild Wednesday. Not Minnesota wild, only wild. But you know how it is. And yeah, like I said, too, anybody in Minnesota, we got some wind coming in. So meteorologist over here now. Actually, I never know what's going on. Like, I never know what's going on. But apparently you got some wind gusts coming in. So everybody stay safe. Thanks so much for hanging out. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. And prime time, Monday night with the Vikings. I will be, I'm planning on live streaming that, you know, if all goes to plan. So be there or don't be there. And two, I am planning, I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to watch the Cleveland Browns game on Saturday. Kind of depends what they decide to show in my area. But if I'm able to watch that, I'm going to do my very darndest to stream that game to watch my dude Case Keenum. So go Case Keenum getting that start for the Browns. I mean, again, it sucks because somebody got sick, but you know what? When you need a quarterback to step up, who do you call on? You call Case Keenum. He's got it covered. All right, everybody. Minnesota goodbye happening here. Have a great rest of your Wednesday. Thanks so much again for hanging out with me. Let me know what you think. And yes, until then, take care. P.S. Mar, hi. How's it going? Hi to you and Kitty. I miss you both. Per usual. Hope you're taking care up there. Staying safe, staying warm, and all of the good things. And of course, happy holidays. Happy Christmas to you. Happy early Christmas anyway. All right, everybody. I'll catch you next time. Peace out. Bye.